Most people have no idea what Docker build actually does. If you are like most developers, you probably copy pasted a Docker file from Stack Overflow, slapped on a Docker build command, and moved on. But what does that really do? In this video, I'm going to walk you through a real Docker file, line by line, and explain exactly how Docker builds an image, where things go wrong, and why that one dot in Docker build command can quietly kill your CI performance. What is a Docker file? Let's start with the basics. A Docker file is just a script of instructions. Docker reads it from top to bottom and builds an image based on those steps. It's kind of like writing a shell script, but specially for building container images. Let's jump into our Visual Studio Code. Here I have a Docker file created. From is where it all begins. This line sets your base image, in this case a lightweight Alpine Linux image with Node 18. The smaller the base, the faster you build. But lighter images may need extra setup for native dependencies. This creates a working directory inside the container. Every command that follows runs from this directory. Think of it like changing into app directory before doing anything else. Here we are only copying the package files first. Why not copy everything? That might be the question. Because Docker caches layers. By doing this first, Docker can cache the dependency install step, so future builds don't redo it unless package file changes. Run npm install. This runs during the image build. It installs all your dependencies using npm. Again, if nothing in your package.json changed, this step is skipped on rebuild. That's the magic of layer caching. Copy ... Now we bring in the rest of the code. This is your app logic, configuration, everything else. But here's where the hidden danger lives. Let's pause. When you run docker build ... Docker sends your entire current working directory to the Docker daemon as the build context. This includes your full .git history, node modules, target, anything local, .environment files with secrets, random logs, temporary files, CI artifacts. If you don't set up a .dockerignore file, Docker will zip all of that, send it to the daemon, and do it again every single time you build. And it gets worse. A tiny change in any of those files can invalidate Docker's cache. Suddenly you are doing full rebuilds even though your app code hasn't changed. Your CI runs go from 3 minutes to 15 minutes and nobody knows why. Here's how to fix it. I am going to add .dockerignore. I am going to add this stuff to our .dockerignore. .git, node modules, environment, log, cache, temporary file, zip files. This one file can dramatically cut build times and prevent sensitive files from leaking into your images. One small change, huge impact. Now let's go back to our Docker file. Expose 3000. This tells Docker which port your app listens on. It's just metadata. Docker won't automatically publish the port. You still need to run with -p port 3000 : 3000 to actually access it. Now let's discuss about the next step. cmd is the default command that runs when the container starts, unlike run, which executes at build time. cmd is for runtime. You can override this when you run the container, but this is your default launch. So here's what you really need to know. A Docker file is just a build recipe. Keep it simple, layer it smartly. Docker build includes your whole folder. Use .dockerignore to keep it clean. Caching is fragile. Small context mistakes can waste minutes or hours in CI. I've seen real world teams cut build times in half just by fixing .dockerignore and cleaning up their context. And yet, most developers still don't know what Docker build dot actually does. If you learned something useful today, share this video with a teammate who still copy paste Docker files. Drop a comment with your worst Docker mistakes and hit subscribe for more such DevOps related and AI tips. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.